Hello, my name is Ray Blom, and this is my partner Jessica Blunt, and we're with the Corporate Advocate. And today we're going to follow up on Jessica's quick tip regarding funding or factoring for a staffing company. So Jessica, you had mentioned we need to get out of it. Can you talk about funding and factoring and what needs to happen?
Sure. As we start our company, cash flow is always hard. And if you're in staffing, each account you get, a large account you get, it does take time when cutoffs, everything plays a part in your cash flow and your profitability. So it's almost impossible for you to be able to cash flow it yourself. So usually you get in a factoring or a funding program to help subsidize that cost for you to be able to keep operating and growing your business.
Absolutely, yeah. We see that with all of our clients, or majority of them, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So you mentioned a plan to get out of it. So what would be the next phase after factoring or funding that we would want to work towards?
Sure. So living within your means, right? So I know that in the staffing industry, our sales can get large, right? And so when we're factoring 90% of our invoices, let's just say, for example, it's living within that means of the 90% of the money you're getting back and not borrowing the extra money as payments are being made. In doing that, if you are able to do that for a full year, I guarantee you will not be funding the following year. It's that impactful. You'll be borrowing less, so your rate actually usually goes lower. So, the main goal is to not have to pay that expense, because every, margins going lower and lower each year. If that's something you're able to add to your bottom line, then, you're paying yourself for your money instead of the bank.
Yeah, and we encourage our clients to have a plan to get to a higher profitability, right?
Yes.
So factoring funding is a big part of that. And I know there are programs that we've worked with and being able to place clients with where they don't have to factor everything. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, so sometimes depending on which company you're with, they'll allow you to factor only specific companies, because maybe you are able to cash flow some of them, or you have several that are COD. And one thing that I do notice is a lot of staffing companies, they have a penalty if people pay late, but they don't actually enforce it, right? Because you're afraid that the client's going to get upset, but you guys are paying the extra fee yourself for the funding for every, when they're late paying you, you're getting increased in your fines and fees as well. So you really want to make sure you outline it clear and they understand it's got to be a win-win for you and your client and the factoring company as well.
Yep. So agreed. It's important that as a staffing company, we're always looking at our bottom lines and how we can improve our profitability, especially in this market. So as my partner Jessica said, if you need any help evaluating where your profit margins is, or how to get out of factoring, funding, or with review of contracts or anything, feel free to reach out to us as your advocates. And if need be, we'll pull in one of our experts to sit down with you and build a plan to get you to a more profitable place. Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks.